Hello, my name is Danny Medina, CEO and founder of Coco Incorporated. Coco Incorporated, we're a nonprofit incorporation. We help Hispanic people with their image that have been affected by conflict. Today, we're giving away 1,000 burritos. We plan on giving away 1 million mirrors. Mirrors, you ask why? Well, the change starts with the man in the mirror. First of all, we believe at Coco's that all Hispanic people should ask, who am I? What type of human being am I? What's my purpose here? And to give yourself some honest answers. You're nobody's slave. You're beneath nobody. You deserve to live in 7-figure income communities. You deserve to have banks, 7-figure income businesses and jobs. You deserve to travel the world. And I just want you to know you are special in every single way. The way you are created is exactly perfect, and there's nobody like you. So we want you to know where you come from. However, where you come from is not so much as important as where you're going. Your children and your children's children will be affected by what you do today. If you do nothing and you're not part of the solution, then nothing changes. Then your children's children will be born into slavery. Right now we have $17 trillion in debt that they want our children and our children's children to pay. Taxes, right off the top. They have to pay tax. They're taxed. So somebody takes their money right before they're even born. You come to this earth to try to have a decent human experience and to love life and be a wonderful human being. And then you wonder why so many people are committing suicide, because things are so bad and they don't know any other way. They feel like that's the only way to end the pain and suffering. Well, we're telling you that you don't have to suffer and you don't have to be in pain, because Coco Incorporated, we are now working on building the largest Hispanic network on this planet. First of all, in the United States. However, we want to continue our mission and go throughout the around the globe, around Earth, because we know this can happen. We are not of the things that they call us, and we are not bad people in any way, shape, or form. We are of great people. We are of strong people. We are of articulate people. We are of great backgrounds from many, many generations. So please, all Hispanic people, know that you are special and there is nobody that's greater than you. Now, Coco's, by building the largest Hispanic global network, we plan that we're going to make a big change. We don't want our children to be enslaved to anybody. We don't want anybody to be able to say that they own our children. We want to own banks. We want to own TV stations. We want to do international trading. We want to do engineering jobs. We want to go to Yale, Harvard, Oxford, Princeton, and Stanford. But we know that knowledge is free. And now that the internet's here, everything has changed. So we plan on opening a Coco University that's comparable with Yale, Harvard, Oxford, Princeton, and Stanford. And we would like to work very, very hard to compete with their prestige. We believe that if we unite, we can do it together. We can work on our social issues, what it takes for a man to have a beautiful family and a natural family, and to never let anybody come in and hurt that in any way, shape, or form. We have so many plans. We have a business plan. We're ready to help the Hispanic people. That's where our revenue's coming in from. 2 different aspects of Coco's. And then the second one is everybody else that we're helping. So right now, our first half of the list is the top 1 or 2% in the United States of America. We're asking them to stop being greedy, to release the resources, to release the funds, and to share it with the community. Because if we're going to come back, we have to do it as Americans. There's not going to be one social people, one type of class, one color of skin people get everything and get to travel around the world, health care, free education, cars when they're 16. You know, all the beautiful things about being a human being, about being here, about being a part of this earth. Now, equal justice and liberty for all. We feel that it's time to live up to that. We want the same thing everybody else has. We want to make the same as the top 1 or 2%. We want to make that. We want Hispanic people involved in the decisions and the choices, because if we are a true democracy and we have over 50 million Hispanic people here in the United States of America, then our voice will be heard. Our voice will be heard at the ballots. Our politicians, our governors, our senators, our mayors, they will have to listen to our voice, because we're taxpayers, we're American citizens, and you know what? What's right is right, and it's time for you to stand up for your children and your children's children. In 10 years from now, your children's children could either be born into slavery, or they could come out and they could have land, and they can have their mineral rights, and they can have their food, and they could have the things that God intended for every human being to have. Now let's take a look at that. These are inalienable rights that God, our Creator, has given us. You have to breathe air. You have to drink water. You have to have a place to live. You have to have land with the mineral rights. By the way, I just want to throw this in there. No man owns the rain. And if you allow anybody to convince you of such or brainwash you like that, then you know what? There's a big problem. And if you feel that there's an injustice, you need to turn around and make a difference. At least try. As long as you do it legally, always stay on the right side of the law. You know why? Because if you stay on the right side of the law, then you have 98% of the law working for you, not against you. And all the technology and all the money and all the millions and millions and billions of taxpayers are working for you, okay? So always remember that. Never let any man enslave you. Never let any man buy and sell you on the open white market, on the stock market, private companies for greed. That's immoral, it's unethical, it's a dereliction of duty, and it's abuse of power. And you know, if you feel that your officials are guilty of the RICO Act, if they're guilty of lying, if they're guilty of keeping secrets that you don't feel that are appropriate, that's detrimental to the American people, remember, we are Americans. And throughout the United States of America, we're talking to the Cubans, the Colombians, the Puerto Ricans, the Dominicans, the Peruvians, the Bolivians. We're talking about the Sinaloa, Mexico, South American people that are here in America, that are Americans, and you believe in your heart that we are Americans, one of the greatest countries in the world. Why are we not one of the greatest countries in the world right now? Because they're not letting people get an education. They're putting them into slavery. People are hurting. People are going to slave, being away from their families and their loved ones, treating other people like kings when they're or queens when their wife is sitting right there at the table, and that's the only queen that they have. They don't have to bow down to nobody. And then when they get their paycheck, all the money goes. And what are you left with? You're left with the mortgage, which the word derives from a death grip. You have the taxes. You have to pay for water, food, shelter, clothes, electricity, internet. I mean, the basic needs for any human being. We should be working together to become better as a humanity. But it just so happens that Hispanic people are at the bottom of the barrel. $6,000 to $7,000 a year on the average for Hispanic people, where Anglo-Americans are making an average of $137,000 a year. Something's wrong. Stand up. Realize who you are. Know that there are better options out there. So with Cocos, we're planning on making a big difference. We have a 4-building project. We're looking at a Cocos University in a ski resort here in Denver, or here in Colorado. Free education to all Hispanic people, and because we believe knowledge is free, and we want to have a food program, and we want to open up discussions. How can we do this? We cannot do it alone. Cocos cannot do it alone, but we can do it. So only you can do it, but you can't do it alone. So let's unite. Let's build the largest Hispanic network on this planet. Let's be Americans. Let's lead by example, and let's come out of this recession or this depression or whatever type of terminology they want to use. It doesn't matter. Any way they word their words, if you fall for it, then that's your fault. If you don't believe in something, you'll fall for anything. So, today's a beautiful day. I want you to look in the mirror. I want you to tell yourself how beautiful you are and how much you love yourself. And then know in your heart that you can accomplish anything today. Get out there and do what you need to do. Get an education, read a book, spend time with your children. Live this life to the fullest. Get involved with Cocos ASAP, spread it like the plague. Connect us with as many powerful people as you possibly can. We're currently trying to get a hold of Shakira, a lot of top-notch Hispanic people that have hearts, that are good human beings, that are not greedy, and they only need what they need, just like every human being here. However, it's time for us to come together and see what type of difference we can make. So, I want to thank you for your time. I appreciate you spending the time to listen to cocoincorporated.org new video channel, new YouTube channel. So thank you. Have a beautiful day. God bless.